And here we go. Here we go. Okay, another video for the series here, of course, from Tournament Guidebook, one-liners, axioms, and mantras by Vishnu Warrior, the man himself. Of course, we are going to have him on the stream. And this video today, we're talking about the king walk, right? There's nothing like a good king walk. Now, of course, everybody's probably thinking, is this the Nigel Short king walk, right? Which is legendary. Oh, and if you don't know the Nigel Short king walk, definitely Google it. Look it up. Just type in Nigel Short king walk. Oh my goodness, right? But it may be similar to today. So if you're already familiar with the concept of the Nigel Short king walk, you're going to see it today, right? Nothing like a good king walk. Let's check today's game out, right? This is Tiger Hillard Person versus Tomas Lor Rusas. So let's see. I think the year was 2018. Yeah, 2018. And this was the Olympiad. So this is a big game here. But this was the Chess Olympiad 2018. So let's see who played white, right? All right, here we go. Or what happened? Knight f3, right? In our last game, we actually saw this too. In the last analysis, we looked at some Reti type stuff, right? Knight f3, and then after knight f3, there's d5. Thanks for the follow, Pricks Malone. So after d5, there's g3, right? So you play g3 to fin shadow the bishop. Very simple stuff. Someone has to walk the king. That's right. Big talk with the game right there. First. So bishop g2, very flexible way of playing here, right? Knight f6, bishop g2, and g6. So he's going to fin shadow as well. C4, and then and one thing about Tiger, if you guys don't know, Tiger, first off, his name is just, hey, what's your name, bro? Tiger. Like, that's probably how you should always say it. What's your name, bro? Tiger. And just stare at him. But that's his name. Like, that was his real name, bro. And he's fire. And he always would play the modern defense, right? In fact, he actually has Finchetto, right? Finchetto, one of those, right? Alekhine, Aliak, and Pierce, right? Tomato, all that other stuff, right? Rate probably garbage. Like, just, you see what I'm saying, chat? You see, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going here, right? So, with that being said, yes, the Tiger is actually a Kasparov, right? Kasparov, yeah. So modern, though, Tiger was very actually famous for his modern system. So if you look up Tiger modern, for anyone that likes to play a bishop g7 type system or something flexible that you can play against anything, the modern defense, which you are giving up the center. That is one opening you have to be very careful with, especially playing big dogs, grandmasters, IM, FM, anybody strong. You give up the center to them, a lot of times you could be punished for it. So the modern is one of those openings, but Tiger has a lot of material, a lot. He got many books and inspired a lot of people with the modern defense or the modern just because of Tiger. Like, Tiger is legit with his modern. Does modern mean influence from mean influence by learning from? No, the modern is a real opening. Like, type in the modern defense and you'll see it's e4 g6. So e4 happens. They play g6 on the board, and it's a number of ways you can go. Y'all say tomato, I say Alekhine. Oh my goodness, bro, the chat is undefeated. L Psych Doctor, thanks for the follow. So after c4 here, though, and by the way, I wanted to point that out about Tiger being the modern guy is because what he's doing is literally in the reverse, right? In the reverse, because the modern, actually, let's just put this on the board. What is the modern? People that don't know, e4, g6, d4, bishop, g7. From the black side, Tiger loves to play this, has books on it, very strong, a expert in it, right? A very, very great player of the modern. So him playing with the white pieces, you know, he plays the same thing. I mean, not the same, but kind of the same. I hope y'all didn't see that, but y'all did see that. Alien News, thanks for the follow. So knight f3, d5, g3, knight f6, bishop, g2, and g6, okay? C4 happens. He's doing the same thing in the reverse, like literally the same exact thing as he would do as black, but he's up a tempo, so he's going to use it to his advantage. After c4 happens, there's c6 on the board, right? C6 is pretty good, I know, right? I know. C6, okay, and after c6, white plays b3, which is cool, the double finchetto setup. Sort of like, you can see this in the Reti. These are very flexible ways of playing with this bishop b2 option, b3. And I've been telling students lately too, especially when you work with the engine, a lot of times you can see that the engine will say in positions fairly equal, openings, not a lot done yet, you'll see that there are 5 ways to go in a position. And that's kind of nuts. I've been really looking at that kind of deeply to understand a little bit more of unorthodox and just finding alternate routes to go instead of the main lines, and even the most common deviations what else is out there? So if you check the engine, it shows that there's like 5 moves you can do in there, right? It's pretty crazy. C4 doesn't lose a pawn. No, it doesn't. If you go back here, you're talking about pawn takes here. If pawn takes, it doesn't lose a pawn due to knight a3 being 1. Knight a3 takes, and also if you're just scared, right? I want my pawn back, you know, queen a4 check and then takes on c4. Like you could do that anyway. Yo, Canty, we in here? I wish I could send some emotes, but I saved my money. That's okay, bro. Hey, Panda's awesome. I appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. What up, though? Tommy Shelby in the building. So d takes c4 can always be captured back real easy. So c4, c6, b3. I like the double fianchetto setup. I mean, I've been playing around with a lot of openings lately, and just growing my horizon and understanding of chess and just chess period and ideas and plans. These double fianchettos are very fun, especially in the b3 lines, like 1 b3. That's fun here. So it transposes in a way to some b3 type stuff. Castles, and a5. Okay, it's not on you yet, chat. This is still basic stuff, to say the least, just developing and figuring out where you're going to put pieces at. A5, knight to c3, developing pretty easy. You see this in the Reti, the b3 stuff, and sometimes King's Indian attacks. It just depends. Or even Queen's Gambits too, but the d4 is not there. Flexibility of the d-pawn and the e-pawn. I can go d4, I can go d3, I can go e3, d4, I can go e4, d3, right? I have flexibility, options, which is 100%. Awesome. That's the way you should do things. Anonymous. Somebody anonymously gifted Panda's awesome a tier 1 sub. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. That's hype right there. That's love. Thanks for the follow. Phasma 408. Knight c3 and knight e4 from black here. Okay, now it's on you, chat. This is getting a little weird, a little complicated. You got a lot of moves here, but what would you do in this situation, chat? It is on you. Your move here. White to move. What are we going to do? Knight e4. The intention here is to just kind of liquidate stuff already. Maybe even double the pawns, take this, maybe go to an endgame. What do we do? Just one nameless dude plays d3 and jumps off the deep end. Find the tallest building he can find and jumps right off of it. Knight takes c3 is not a move. Get the man off the board. Or d3 is not a move because the answer is knight takes c3. Oh my goodness. Get the man off the board. This is a family channel. Queen c7. My man Canty working for the IM norms. You'd already know, big fella. But really the GM norms. I mean, IM norms is cool and all. You great. You have a great channel. Thanks, Phasma. Appreciate it. Queen c2. That's right. Queen c2. Okay. d4. All right. Nobody said it yet. In fact, d3 is not a move though. You gotta be careful there. d4 blocks the bishop. You have to be careful when you push. Someone get me off the board. Yo, I ain't never heard that. Hey, bro. Hey, yo, can you get me off the board? Yeah. I'm Garbo today. Yeah. Come get me. That's like hilarious, bro. That was funny. I'm not even gonna lie. Ricky 1, please. Takes. That's gonna be doubling. Ricky 1, d4 is nah. These ain't it. In fact, I mean it could be played. I'm not even gonna lie. The quiet king h1 stop. Oh, Darth Mambo. I don't know if you even saw this game because that's very strange that you found this. Anybody that found it, I was gonna say this anyway. So. You know, nothing against you at all. I just was going to say that for anybody that said this move. But the move is knight a4. You either saw this game or like you just wanted to move the knight for some reason. But this is a strange looking move. But in fact, this is the move he went for is knight a4. Right? Knight a4. Thought towards chess are you more in favor of? What kind of school of thought towards chess are you more in favor of? Tal is my favorite player. Right, Tal's my favorite player, and in fact, to the point where I make jokes and be like, huh, Tal's my granddad, but at the same time, that's my game, right? I always look to sack first, think later. Not really. You do need to think before you sack, but at the same time, sack first, think later. That's just the style that I have adopted, and my openings have to actually match the style that you play. Students know that. Just that I want the dark square bishop. That's right. Hey, and not trade. Okay, big fella, Darth Mambo. I moved the knight totally. Right. Why is the knight on a4? Correct. I was thinking knight a4. Okay. Bobby Fischer was nutty. Yeah, Bobby Fischer was an excellent player, though. Well, outside of that, talk about his chess only. Man was an absolute genius, right? One of the best ever to do it. And he was a favorite player of mine until I realized what my style actually was. Then I started to seek out the players that fit that style, and they became my favorite. Think before sack, but also sack first and think. Sheesh, come on, Elfins. Look, say that 2 times, big fella. 2 times. Thank you very much. So after knight a4, bishop takes b2, he takes, right? Obvious. Take. So we release the tension. The tension is gone from the bishops. Tal actually calculated a decent amount before he sacks up. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, of course he did, right? You're not about to just, I think it's right. I think playing these big dogs. No, you got to calculate anyway. But you need a little bit of creativity as well. Knight d7, that's my pawn. Always got a pawn on me. Chess pieces everywhere around me. Knight d7. After knight to d7 here, d3, simple. This is not a move that I have to ask you guys to do. It's pretty easy. Just d3, kick the knight. What does it follow? It follows one of the rules of when they cross the line, they got to go. I teach students that all the time. And the line here is anything 1 to 4 is all whites, and anything 5 to 8 is all blacks. Do not let anything cross and stay, or they're going to bring the homies, and it's a party that you ain't going to like. So 94 at d3, we kick him back and tell him, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Weird, I got you. I got you on there because people use that word weirdly. So it's modded. Everything's modded. Bobby Fischer would be a top. You right though, Tommy, bro. Then he said he would get canceled day 1. You might be right. He would be a top 10 Twitch streamer if Bobby Fischer was here today. But then he could get canceled maybe in the first week. Depending on, I mean, it could go either or, 50-50. Why not? Try it. Get a lot of viewers, and then, hey, maybe it worked, maybe it don't. d3, and then knight f6, he backs that boy up. Okay, now I'm going to just say straight up, Tiger, not that he was a strange player, but I think he's one of the players that play the unorthodox. And then in this day and time, I've been telling this to students a lot, pay very big attention here. This is a big highlight, right? This is something that, man, I mean, this is very important what I'm about to tell you here. This day and age, unorthodox is the wave. Unorthodox is the wave. Many of you watching that have took a lesson with me recently have heard me say that. Unorthodox is the wave. This day and time, everybody's studying all the mainline stuff. If you have something a little bit different or just always thinking creativity, but it's correct based off calculation. Calculation is king. That's another key point. Check mark, write it down, tattoo it. Don't forget it. Play this video back 1,000 times. Calculation is king. But at the same time here, guys, unorthodox is the wave. Right, white's a move here. There's a lot of ways you can go, but what does Tiger do in this position? No knight c3. You know what? If the knight could go to c3 right now, I probably never would have taken up chess if this was a possibility right now. But that's not the move, big fella. Don't even do it to yourself. Knight a4, you could go. Elfins, Fricks, LOL. Thanks for the follow. h4, walk the king. Okay, we could. We could. I'm going to get calculation as king tattoo. Right. Yeah. Put it right on your forehead. Like right there. So everybody knows, right? Everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Tiger asked himself, why is this knight on b2? Yes. Yeah, I would be asking that same thing. Knight c3 and 4D chess. Yes. Sheesh. h4, d4 from OKC fan. Rook c1 for me. I like rook c1 too. I like rook c1. I'm a fan of queen d2, queen c1. Just highlighting the dark squares. Excuse me, I like h4 too. But what I thought was very, very strange here. d4 is the only move that gives me use as p square. Yeah, what I thought was strange. It was something I didn't consider, but it makes total sense, obviously, is the move d4. You guys are correct. Elfins, look at that. Big fella, I see you. OKC fan as well. I was more of a fan of just putting the queen on d2 or c1, but you know, I have read a book recently that actually told me about, you know, question number 2 is what is the worst placed piece. So, of course, knight b2 is a gross piece. It's absolutely disgusting. So you need to move this knight somewhere, and you need to get it somewhere. So knight a4 or d3, putting the knight to d4, putting the knight to d3 with the clamp on e5. Very, very nice. But I was liking queen d2 or c1. You know, grandfather Tao, right? We attack everything. So I'm trying to get into the dark squares. Play knight g5 and we live and just sack everything and mate them in. But of course, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. And like we said before, there's many moves you can make in every position. Not everyone, but most times there's many moves you can make. Queen d2, queen c1, trying to go queen h6 and mate type stuff. So d4 is the move though. And after b6, we bring the rook to c1. So shout out to the rook c1ers. Rook c1ers, like that's funny. Rook c1, bishop b7, and then knight d3. Right, so now knight d3 hitting e5. Right, look at that clamp. And now all this weird unorthodox, what is going on? Knight a4, a knight's on b2. Then you stop and look, and white got a nice position because he did definitely take black out of his comfort zone. And white here has now a grip on e5, and you have space. This bishop's gross, like you feel good as white here. But nevertheless, the game was equal for a very long time after looking at this with the engine. Rook to c1, knight f to e5, and we live. We're going to put something on that square, big fella. Take those, he says, and then we take back. hitting the knight. The knight goes to d7, and now, all right, chat, it's on you now. We had a lot of moves happen here. It's time to work through this thing. We feel like we got a slight edge as white here, as you know, maybe initiative, not edge, but initiative equals time and activity. That's what Capablanca said. So it's initiative is time and activity. I got the time right now. It's my move, and I got piece activity. I feel like I'm moving a lot. Black feels cramped. It's white to move. What did you do here? What do you do? My head says F4, but my gut says E6. I like E6. E6 is more of grandfather Tau. Yeah, absolutely. E6 is definitely automatic grandfather Tau move. F4 I like too. I do like F4 because F5, but then he could play E6 himself, which is kind of annoying. So maybe E6, that's a big boy move. I'm thinking E4. E4 is nice too. Break it up, right? We just talked about that yesterday, breaking a Gordian knot. But the Gordian knot is actually, it's not a real knot, but E4 is a fun move. Resign, you absolutely could, El Psych Doctor. But then after you resign from this position itself, you probably should go see a Psych Doctor right after, because something may be wrong to resign in actually this position. But that's okay. It is a possibility. H4 and I punch your board. Wow, Fan Master Cleanser. He gets us every time with this. Vishnu, what's up, Doc? Vishnu Warrior, author of the book. He in the chat right now. Rook C3. Okay. E4 to bring the smoke. Okay. Here it is. Here it is, y'all. In fact, he played a move that I wanted to play very early on. It's Queen D2. Now, you know, I like how, you know, Tiger here is very unpredictable. Like you guys were like, very rarely, only 1 or 2 people will find the move so far. As I asked the questions to you, you guys, only like 2 or 3 people got the question right so far for each time I've asked. So it's I like the unpredictability of Tiger here, and he does that a lot. In fact, in his games, he played Queen D2. You have so many moves, E6, right, but he really made it unpredictable with Queen D2, right? Queen D2 was a low T, Joe Stein type. Thank you for the follow, not Nick's. Appreciate it. Also support F4 push, E3 to shut down a pawn play so black can't open his bishop, right? Well, I'm sure most of us just don't want to split an outcome. Yes, that's it. Queen D2. So after Queen D2, D takes C4. D takes C4, Rook takes C4, right? And then after Knight takes E5, she like, hey, bro, hold up. I just caught you with a tactic right now. Okay, let's do a quick piece count, or at least pawn count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns for white, and 7 pawns for black. 6 pawns for white. London or Kali system? That's a good question. In fact, you know what? Let me think hard about that one. London or Kali system? None of them, because I'm E4. Right, big fella? I'm E4. Faux life. So, but if I had to choose, I would probably choose a London. Probably choose a London, because it's just easy, simple positions. But no, I don't play either, my guy. E4, faux life. So after Knight takes E5, though, white to move, chat. It's on you. What do? Knight takes E5. Okay, you're down a pawn now. Your rook is hanging, and you're in a pin. What do? Do you panic here? Oh, I'm down a pawn. I lost a pawn. First things first. Mindset. Do not be mad because you lost a pawn. Don't ever be mad. Even if you actually lost the pawn. Like, for real. Like, oh, I ain't see that. Right? But, you know, always think of it. Psych. Gary Kasparov says that. Kasparov says chess is more psych than it is everything else. You psych yourself. Oh, it was a pawn sack. Even if it wasn't. It was a pawn sack. Cool. Maybe here it was, right? Knight takes D5 and we live. Yikes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's not a move, by the way. Don't even do it to yourself. I mean, you can, but you just walk up, get up quietly, right? Don't say nothing to anyone. Keep your head down. Go to your room, right? You're done. Your tournament's over. Rook H4. Rook H4. That is the move, guys. Rook H4 is it. Absolutely. X Frost, nah. Thanks for the follow. Rook H4 is the move. Tom Reed, thanks for the follow. Ricky 4 was the move. Yeah, correct. Ricky 4. In fact, I just played a game today in the Smith Moore. He was like 2560 or something. But he was over 2500. It was a blitz game. And I played something similar to this with Rook H5. The bishop was here on C4, and I was about to sack and mate. So he ended up losing anyway, honestly. But this always is a nice way. Not only, like, this is a very cool rook lift. Right, like rook, usually you would want this H pawn gone so you can use it, but if you can't, that doesn't mean that you can't still rook lift. You can rook lift by means of other areas. And attacking players in the school of Tao, when I was a young lad and a young Jedi, right? I've learned a lot about this when attacking chess. You need multiple pieces on this side of the board. Even with creativity and imagination, you need to swing everything over here. Get the rook over here, bring the queen in, and even in some cases, sacking this knight if possible. Sacking a knight, trying to mate, get the bishop over here. Everything aims to this side of the board. So rook h4, strong move. Absolutely super strong. Super duper strong. Queen h6 is a big boy threat, absolutely. So he plays h5 and says, nah, big dog, I'm not about to go out like this. So after h5, okay, white to move, chat. It's on you. Young Jedi says Xanax. Big facts. White to move. Finish it off. What do we have? Queen h6 from Frost. In this position, can you not resign and start the attack on the opponent IRL? You could. You actually could, but you might, you know, you might be banned from all tournaments in that way. And in this day and time, probably not the best thing to do. Maybe back in the day, right? They had that one. What was that story? Y'all heard that story, right? The one where he stands on top of the table. Why must I lose to this idiot? Why must I lose to this? I forgot who did that, right? Who did that? Who knows who that is? I just don't remember. But I know that's a famous real thing that happened in the tournament back in the day by somebody famous too. I can't remember. I think it was Nimzovich. Yes, something. It was somebody famous. We knew that. Like, we knew they was well known, and in a real tournament, after losing or about to lose, standing up on the table. Imagine that in this day and time, over the board chess, right? That's ridiculous, right? Somebody standing up on the table and saying that, bro, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, I could never imagine, because playing in tournaments, that never happens. And to see that happen, wow. My guy, wow. So we have Queen h6, Aaron Nimzo. That's crazy. Queen h6, Knight f4, Knight f4. Yeah, so it was Nimzo. Crazy. One of the greatest ever, right? One of the greatest. Nimzo out here standing on the table acting a fool. h5. After h5, you guys are wrong. In fact, it was not Queen h6. I'm going to show you what it is here. While playing in a tournament in Berlin, Aaron Nimzowitsch realized that he was going to lose his game in the sameness along with first prize. He stopped playing, stood up on the table, and shouted that I should lose to this idiot. Or I think maybe it was that. Something like that, right? That's funny. Queen g5 looks spicy. Right, I copy and pasted that, yeah. Oh, man, that is so funny. All right, so, in fact, here's the move. He played rook d1, right? Which, right here, if I turn on the engine right now, the best move is actually Queen h6, which is a very natural move to make, guys. Queen h6 is just very natural. But rook to d1. And let me actually put my, hold on. I said natural. Let me actually put this emote in here. We don't get, it doesn't get enough love. So I'm going to put that out here real quick. It's kind of funny. Queen g5, saucy. Yeah, saucy. It's pretty saucy, right? But rook d1 was actually the move. Thanks for the follow, Cloud. Appreciate you. Rook d1 and knight takes d3. Okay, after knight takes d3, he just took our piece. What do we do, chat? Which way do we capture? Which way do we capture? C pawn or with the queen? White to move. What do we do, chat? Take with the e pawn. Take with the e pawn. Take with the pawn. You got two choices, chat. How you doing this? Pawn. Okay, to keep the attack. Y'all talk. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice. Thanks for the follow, Cracker Jack. All right, so look, this is what he did right here. He gotcha. Got everybody in the chat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Smack yourself on the neck right now, please. Absolutely. Yep. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yep. 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 Yeah, I got you. Absolutely. All the people that said capture. Why do you have to capture? This is a Zhishinzug in between move, a move that I do not have to capture this knight back. This is why chess is very, very important, right? Very, very important. You don't have to capture. And in fact, shout out to Express Train, who says, why not Queen h6 now? So the queen is still pinned. Ooh, sheesh. Big fella out here pushing tight, big fella. He pushing tight, right? Queen h6 with this going on. That's some big boy move. And the queen's all up in here. Right, so okay, after Queen h6, he goes Queen d6, which is the best move. And in this position, believe it or not, it's equal. Strange, very strange. The engine sees everything. It's ridiculous how the engine thinks this is an equal position. And in fact, preferring black by minus 0.73. Almost a pawn. How? I don't know, bro. What are you looking at? Are we looking at the same position? This is why sometimes you just disregard everything the engine say. Everything. You know what? Nah, bro. I don't believe you. Right? Show me. Show me, big dog. And then after rook takes d3, okay, so he hits the queen now. Right? And then after queen f6, okay, chat, it's on you. White to move. How do we finish this off? Next idea is g4 might also become lively. Yeah, g4 seems like an idea. You have to break that whole thing open over there. Whole thing. Are we going to break black's pawn chain? Great question, bro. Great question. White to move. Rook d7, rook f3. Okay. Rook f3. You got to check back here, though. You got to be careful. Only because of material, and there are probably some dumb way computer can find perpetually. Silent rook d4. Rook d4, silent. Bishop e4 from Holy en Croissant, rook d4 and g4. Okay, pawn storm. Nice. All right, so in fact, Holy en Croissant is correct. Bishop e4 is right, but tell me your answer. Why is it bishop e4? What is your idea with bishop to e4? What is your idea with bishop to e4? This is the move, but what's the idea? Threatening rook h5, okay? That is very nice. And threatening rook h5, and if pawn takes queen h7 mate. Also covering after the check, king g2. And what do you do? I'm out of the way, big fella. Threatening at rook h5, that's right. Sac mate, stop g5. Yes, and stopping g5 as well. Great job. But, I mean, rook takes h5 would have happened anyway on a g5 push. So bishop e4, bishop a6, hit the rook. Okay, so the question is, do we go rook f3 or do we go rook e3? Rook f3 or rook e3? Right here is -1. They prefer black right here. Crazy. Insane. They prefer black right here. What do you do, Chad? Rook f3, rook e3. We got rook h5. They like, y'all, nah, bro, don't even take, Canty. You ain't about to catch me with the 211 this time. Nah, y'all ain't got me. Not this time, Canty. Look, they in the chat, too. I love it. All right, well, let's see if rook takes h5, what happens. So rook takes h5 is 100% face blockage, right? Now, of course, it's... reason being, it's not obvious face blockage. It's the kind that, like, you know, you cross the street and you just didn't happen to see what was there. You didn't voluntarily do that. It was an accident, right? So rook takes h5 is queen g7, right? Queen g7, and now it's just losing because you have two rooks hanging and no mate, and your queen's hanging. There's too much hanging. Bishop hanging, rook hanging, right? So you force trade, right? So then when you trade, now the rooks are hanging and you lost everything. Right, not a voluntary face block. Like, just, it was, oh man, I missed that, right? So it's not rook takes h5. It's not at all. In fact, it is rook e3. Thank you. Oh no, my rook, right? Oh no, my queen. Rosen. Rook e3 is the move, and not rook f3. Well, let's see why. Rook f3. Some of you would do it. Well, you in some trouble already. Sheesh, takes or check. Hitting, splitting, oh my goodness, get the man off the board. There is mate on f1. You do not have a check, or you do, but these are just disgusting. So you're mated on f1, right? Like, you can't even do anything. Any move you make on this side of the board right here with any of these pieces, not this one, this does move. Rook moves, mate. This moves on basically mate. I think here, maybe here, pick up the queen. It's tactics, right? Move this, mate. You know, in fact, the best move here is g4. And let me see what it says. Well, we don't even have to show it. Like, this is not it. Like, rook f3 is not the move. So he found rook e3, so he has an escape square. Queen g7, right? Okay, chat, what do? We trading or not? What you trying to do? Is this a trade or a big knob? We came this far. We trading the queens or not? It's up to you. Come on, we need to act quick. We ain't got that much time here. We ain't got that much time. What we gonna do? We ain't got that much time because black's about to get us. Black is like, hey, we got to figure this out right now. Rook takes e5 and he's done. Correct, he's done, but to specify, it's white who's done after rook takes h5. Right, just so you know, big fellow. Just so you know. Queen g5, correct. Queen g5 is correct. Queen g5. After queen g5, rook c to d8. Okay, cool. Rook c to d8. I mean, does this seem like something's here? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it's still on you, chat. Here we go. White to move. What do? Rook d8 is on the board.Maybe rook d1's a threat. Maybe it's not. What do you do about it? Ulysses says no trade. That's correct. Retreating to f4 would allow g5 there. Ulysses, not Ulysses, sorry, Backhands. That would be some trouble. AGRRESSIVE GM 1020. Thanks for the follow. King G2, queen takes E7. No trade, that's right. We'll push her with queen takes G7. We got some king G2s, G4. Get greedy, take the pawn. King G2. Here it is, here it is. In fact, hey, Yasser, okay, take the pawn. Because he's saying, so what if you check me? So what? And for your next move, watch this. Check. He does go for it. King G2 force, queen A1, saying you're almost done. But, of course, remember, hey, what's the title of today's video? There's nothing like a good king walk. Now, you don't know what's about to happen in this game, but I do. And, of course, this king walk is about to be ridiculous. So, after queen A1, we take on C6. He says, forget about it. We're about to take a stroll through the park. Okay? We're about to walk through the middle of the street with our eyes closed. Rook G1, check. King F3, wow. Queen F1, okay? Queen F1's on the board. It looked like you getting mated, my guy. Now, in this position, white to move, guys. Oh, my goodness, this is crazy. What do you do here? What do you do? King F3, right. I'm learning. Let's get it. What's up, Bronze? What's up? King F4 from Wood Pusher. King F4, King F4. What's up, Yernan? King up. King F4. Dang. King obviously from the West Coast to C-Walk with such audacity. Big facts. Big facts. Queen D6. King F4. You guys are right. King F4. He played King F4, allowing to take with check. That's always one of the hardest things to do, especially in an over-the-board game, is actually doing something with check. King F4 and bring it to H6. Remaster. What's up, Remaster? What's good, bro? And then he goes King G5. Just, hey, you know, I'm walking through the park, right? Chaos around me, people shooting. I'm just walking right by it. Not getting hit. No, nothing on me. Nothing to help me. Just walking right through, right? King G7. Whoa. Now it's King G7. Now you might be getting mated. Now you might be getting mated. Chat. Okay. We done made another day in Chicago, right? Another day in Chicago, Detroit. Well, thanks for the 5-piece, bro. Vishnu Warrior with 5, man. Yo, thanks for the $5, bro. I appreciate it. Queen takes F8 and we great. Yep, and you also blocking with your face. Let's put that on the end of that because it rhymes and it also is face blockage, 100% premium. Absolutely not a move. Absolutely don't do it to yourself. We work F3, Queen F8. Never mind, don't do it. Queen E5, Queen E5s. Ooh, man, Queen E5s is just sheesh. My goodness. Put you know, like I saw this today. Getting checkmated. I was watching. What was I watching today? The U.S. champs, right? U.S. chess champs, the juniors, right? And who won? It was the guy. I forgot his last name. Starts with a B. It's a strange name. I can't pronounce it. But he won today, right? And it was a mate. Nasty mate, bro. And the guy, of course, resigned because he didn't want him to mate him. Because somebody in the chat, and I read this and I was laughing. And they were saying getting mated like that is like getting posterized in basketball. Think about that, right? Who still remembers LeBron James and, of course, dunking on Jason Terry? That's going down for the rest of his life. For the rest of his natural life. That will be a poster that he got dunked on. Like that. Right. So imagine if this happens to you, this goes down in history. In fact, this game was in 2018 and this man got king walked. And we're going to wait till you see the end here. Right. Wait till you see the end. This man is on a poster for the rest of his natural life. Right. So Queen E5 would be exactly that. Yo, Fortuna Chess. Yo. Fortuna Chess Coach, thanks for the raid, right? So Queen E5 is doing exactly that. F6 is absolutely gross, just like you want to post it for the rest of life, right? So, okay, Rook F4 was the move here, in fact. So now we have to check the checks. Wow, that's some, you don't actually say a lot. Check the checks. Rook takes G3, and then we just take. There's no other checks. F6 is not even a possibility. So after Rook F4, Queen takes H2, and what do? Rook takes G3 is coming. It is absolutely on the way. Okay, guys, this right here is about to get nuts, right? I done walked my king all the way up to G5 in the middle of the street through all this chaos and war with nothing but just me walking through the battlefield, just walking. Hey, y'all, I'm just going to the store real quick, and it's chaos out here. White's a move. What do you do? Man, you in some trouble if you don't figure this out. We got Queen F6. We got Queen F6, Rook takes F8. That's Queen. Queen takes F8, Queen takes F8. Queen F6, then sack the Queen on F7, Rook roll mate, King G6. Queen F6, King H7, Queen takes G6, Queen sack time. Y'all got some ideas. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Well, first move is check. And then king h7. And now, guys, well, queen takes f7 is absolutely a move. But in fact, what the man did right here is stared at him real hard, right? You know, he said, my name is Tiger. And then took on g6. Oh, my goodness. This man did hit this. You want a poster now? Oh, you want a poster? There's no way. Just like when Jason Terry knew when he went up and he saw LeBron in front of him, his life was absolutely over at that moment. Right here, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Queen takes g6. What a move. Okay, well, let's see what happens if he takes the queen. Obvious. Takes, well, you got to hit the man with a checkster one time or every time. Hit him with a check. Flex real hard. King h8, that's mate, and we great. So king g8, and then we just hit him with a check. Same thing. Oh my goodness, put the man on a poster. Sheesh. So let's go right back. So he said, okay, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. So he put his king on h8. And now, chat, what you do now, chat? What you do now? Come on now. Come on now. Alley-oop. The oop in the air. Are we dunking it or no? How are you going? One-handed, we two-handed, windmilling. What is this about to be? White to move. King h6 from Gafani. King h6. Sack again from Dr. Chainsaw. Like, yo, I mean, I'm already sacking. Sack another one. King h6. Okay. Queen f7. Here it is. Here it is. King h6. And right here, the man was like, you know what? I'm going to step out the way. He saw LeBron in the air. And he stepped out the way. He resigned here. He was like, I'm not about to be on the poster. But it was already kind of too late. Like, he stepped out a little bit too soon. Still got halfway dunked on. Because this is a wrap. This is a wrap. The man resigned right here. And the reason being, you have no checks. There's mate here. There's mate here. And if pawn takes, there's mate there as well. There's mate everywhere. That was nasty. What a king walk, right? From king g2 to f3 to f4 to g5 to h6, right? This is beautiful. And in fact, I know he felt good about this because this was after the king walk that happened with Nigel Short back in the day. A nasty game here. Absolutely nasty. So definitely watch this over and over. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video.